The woman in the corridor. It happened about a year ago. Our final exams were approaching, and I still had a lot of studying left to do. Normally, the school library closed at 5 p.m., but because of the upcoming exams, the school decided to keep it open until midnight for students who wanted extra study time. My house wasn't far from school, so instead of studying at home, I preferred the quiet and peaceful environment of the library. That evening, I left my house around 6 o'clock and soon reached the library to continue my preparation. I got so deeply absorbed in my studies that I didn't realize how much time had passed. When I finally looked at the clock, it was already 10 p.m. I had never stayed that late before. Usually, I left around 8. By that time, there were always a few students still around, but now the library was completely silent. I only had about 15 minutes of work left, so I decided to finish it quickly before heading home. Just then, I heard the faint sound of someone limping behind the shelves. A chill ran down my spine. I quickly packed my books and hurried out of the library. Outside, a long corridor stretched ahead, leading to the main exit at the far end. As I moved toward it, I suddenly noticed a woman standing at the end of the corridor. I couldn't recognize her, but with every step I took, I felt increasingly uneasy. Finally, I called out, "Who's there?" The moment I spoke, she vanished. I let out a shaky breath of relief and rushed toward the exit. When I stepped outside, I realized something was very wrong. The usually busy street was completely deserted. Not a single person, not even a passing car. Trying to ignore the growing fear, I kept my eyes on the ground as I walked. I was almost home when I noticed a shadow stretching toward me, even though no one was nearby. When I looked up, I saw a woman walking ahead of me. She looked strange, her movements awkward, as if she was injured or disabled. Her clothes were torn and filthy, her hair a tangled mess, and her hands and feet appeared twisted. My instincts screamed at me not to go near her. I stopped walking. I couldn't move. Then, she turned her head slightly and asked in a trembling voice, "Have you seen my daughter?" My heart pounded so hard I could barely breathe. I couldn't speak. Out of pure fear, I pointed randomly toward the distance and said, "She went that way." The woman began to limp away in the direction I pointed, slowly fading from sight until she disappeared completely. I was too terrified to look back. I started running as fast as I could, desperate to find anyone, a car, a person, anyone. Suddenly, from far away, I heard a blood-curdling scream. "She's here." After that, everything went black. When I regained consciousness, I was at home. My neighbor told me he had found me unconscious on the street and carried me back. Later, I learned the truth. Back in 1998, there was a woman named Agatha, aged 32, who had a 10-year-old daughter studying at Eden Hill School. One day, the little girl died in a tragic accident while playing with her friends. Agatha couldn't bear the pain of losing her child and took her own life soon after. Since then, people have claimed to see her ghost wandering around the school and nearby streets, still searching for her lost daughter. Some say she's still looking, hoping one day they'll be reunited.